Hey, I'm Scott, founder of Scott's Cheap Flights. You know, it's true. I'm obsessed with cheap flights, and I've learned a thing or two over the years about how to find them. One of the hot button topics in recent years has been the policy of airlines overselling flights. This is when an airline sells more seats than they actually have available on a plane. And I want to tell you why that's actually not a bad thing and how it can quietly benefit you. Let's say you've got a flight on a plane that holds 100 people. The airline can actually look at past data and predict that as many as 8 of those people aren't going to show up for that flight. Maybe they missed an alarm or a connection, or maybe they just decided they didn't want that flight anymore. So rather than sell 100 tickets for that flight, the airline will often try to sell 108 tickets in the hopes that only 100 people ultimately show up to fly. This way, the airlines can actually ensure that the planes fly as close to capacity as possible, and this allows them to maximize profit. Every empty seat that could have been filled is lost potential revenue. So airlines really want to make sure if there's demand for a seat, that they fill it. Usually they're pretty good at this, but sometimes their prediction is wrong and they end up in a situation where they've got more passengers than seats. In these situations, they'll start by offering vouchers to volunteers who can take a different flight. But every once in a while, if they don't get enough volunteers, they actually have to choose a passenger to bump to another flight. You might remember in 2017 when an overbooked United flight made headlines after the passenger who was selected to be bumped, he refused to leave and had to be forcibly removed from the aircraft. Obviously, the airline did not handle that situation particularly well, but that doesn't mean that the policy of overselling flights is itself inherently bad. Overselling can really be a good thing because it helps keep prices low for everyone. If airlines were to routinely send out flights half full, they'd either have to charge a lot more for airfare, or they'd have to cut back on the frequency of flights, which ends up meaning fewer options for travelers and higher prices. By making sure that each flight carries as many people as possible, airlines can afford to offer lower fares to everybody. If you've got a flexible travel schedule, an overbooked flight can actually be a real gift from the travel overlords. You know, before an airline involuntarily bumps anybody, they start by asking for volunteers. Typically, they're going to offer a voucher for future travel, maybe $100 or $2 to start. Of course, they'll put you on the next available flight, and if needed, put you up in a hotel or give you food vouchers. If they don't get enough volunteers, though, they start increasing the offer. They ratchet it up, often to $500 or more. Some lucky flyers have gotten vouchers, sometimes even straight cash, for more than $1,000. Statistically, it's very unlikely you'll be bumped involuntarily from a flight. The good news is that if it does happen, the airline owes you a lot of money. Under federal law, if you get bumped and it delays you by more than an hour, the airline owes you up to $1,350. How do they choose who to bump? Every airline has different rules about choosing which passengers to bump. Among the deciding factors are status with the airline, the fare class, who checked in what order, even the price of your ticket. So that means if you're a frequent flyer in a premium class, you might end up being less likely to be bumped, while somebody who bought a basic economy ticket and checked in last is going to be more likely to be bumped. Again, though, remember the odds are slim. The statistics from the Department of Transportation puts your chances of being bumped involuntarily at 1 in 67,000. So given that overselling helps keep fares low, I'll take those odds. For more tips, check out our other videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and be sure to follow the links under this video. And if you want to save big on airfare, join Scott's Cheap Flights. Since 2015, we've sent our members thousands of amazing flight deals, mistake fares up to 90% off. Our members save an average of $550 per ticket. So follow the link under the video, sign up, and get cheap flights delivered right to your inbox. Thanks for watching. Safe travels.